Hey guys, no, it's been a while. Um, but I got some stuff in the mail I want to show you. Um, been ordering some books recently. Of course, I picked Ishmael up. Um, I got a bunch of other stuff to read, random stuff. Um, this is an excellent book. Been getting a lot of Carl Hess stuff. This was the last book he wrote. Last thing he wrote. It's called Mostly on the Edge. Um, it's an autobiography. He actually wrote two autobiographies in his life. I've got the earlier one too. I want to show you a bunch of something he did, a bunch of his interviews with Carl Hess. I ordered this, Dear America. This is used. I think I got all these used. Interesting thing about this book, when I got it and opened it up, it's signed, signed by Carl Hess himself. At least what I think. I thought that was really cool. Anyway, I also received absentee ballot. I don't know if you can see this. Those are all the presidential candidates. You can even see up here right at the top, Ralph Nader is this the first one. There's no party under him. You even got Scott Barr's on there. Yeah, Cynthia McKinney's right there, and that's the Socialist Party. What is his? Who was that? Brian Moore. And then there's this, the write-in spot. Now, we've also got a bunch of the other local elections and crap. Again, my rep is my congressional rep, who's Marcy Kaptur. She's up for election, I guess, again. She's actually got a Republican opponent this time, but I don't know. It's pretty, if more. I always thought if more reps were like her, there wouldn't be a need for such radicalization. People wouldn't be so disinterested in government. She voted against both bailout bills, by the way. She was actually on the news, one of the news programs. I seen a clip of her. I think it was through the Real News or something like that. She was on one of the morning shows talking about the bailout and how it was just us buying shitty ass debt. At least she's one of the better ones. Not like that matters. But yeah, a bunch of tax levies and stuff. I don't know what to do with it. I'll be honest. I don't know whether to just ignore it. And I understand the arguments against voting. If you don't know that user Brain Police 2 has some pretty good arguments. I don't know if he has any videos posted, but I've read a lot of his essays he posts on his blog about not voting. I understand your argument, BP. Punk Outlaw, that's who it was. User Punk Outlaw 76 also has. I know I seen one of his videos that was about voting. That was very good. Basically about not voting. And I understand the argument. It's a silly thing. I guess I just can't escape the nagging feeling that by not voting, I'm somehow back where I started. I'm somehow back to just being apathetic to the whole thing again. When you know, if we, it's vote, I guess I can't escape the feeling that if by voting for somebody else, that's dissent in and of itself. Um, because that's not what they want you to do. I mean, even in the debate tonight, you heard someone ask a question about, the two parties, basically, lying to the people. And it was completely brushed off by both the candidates. It was easily trampled over. But, and it goes to show, I think, that that they don't want you to entertain those options. They don't even want you to to think about the fact that there's other people running. That's clear. Um, and even amongst people who are aware that there's more of an option, more choices. Who? I mean, for me, I got to be honest. It really does boil down to either Ralph Nader or writing in Ron Paul. Um, I initially, especially after the campaign, after the primaries and everything, I thought that those people who were saying, I'm going to write in Ron Paul or whatever, I thought that was silly. I did. But as time has gone on, and I've read more of, what he says, and I actually read the Revolution, the manifesto, the book he wrote, which, yeah, I'd suggest you read that one too, because it is pretty, especially if you, have a lot of, there's a lot of misunderstanding about what he represents, and a lot of uncaring too. And that book gives a pretty good, it's like that's why I think it's why I call it the manifesto, because it's basically his platform. Um, um, but as time went on after the primary, I you know started thinking more, and I don't know that someone like him would be that big of a thing, even for anarchists. Um, there's a lot of contempt towards government. I mean, it's real contempt to government in his platform, and not what you heard tonight either. Not like of, oh, I would prefer a non-government. No, the government should never intervene. And maybe that would just be making people happy with having a state, but if if it just seems to me that to ignore the process, or even to wish that that it would get worse, the whole, well, it needs to get worse before it gets better. Well, I should just vote for McCain, right? um, or even Obama. I mean, either one would probably, I would think McCain. And that just seems totally irrational to me. I mean, why do that? Why? It's you really have to be. I mean, at least I think that you really have to be. I don't know, jaded or really pessimistic, and I'm pretty pessimistic, yeah. You'd have to be further than me to really wish that it got worse, just so that people would wake up. I think that people should wake up by realizing, by education, and by through discourse. Um, yeah. So I'll entertain conversations about this, but I don't want to really debate heavily about this. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. And that's where I'm at, basically.